So today we get to hear from Tiffany Humfeld from Property Solved. Tiffany has had many interesting jobs over the years, but it wasn't until she read a book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad in 2008 that she had an epiphany and came focused on real estate investing. Tiffany's goal of financial freedom is the means to her big goal of being able to fund research for diseases like ALS and breast cancer. Her first career goal in preschool was to be a clown. She enjoys performing and hopes to eventually perform an aerial silk routine good enough to impress the average person. Tiffany purchased her first home at the age of 27, a duplex in North Long Beach, which was also her first investment. She also co-founded the Long Beach chapter of For Investors by Investors, a real estate networking and education group. A big fan of personal growth and development, Tiffany is currently on day 17 of the Miracle Morning 30-day challenge and training herself to be a morning person. Today, she is here to speak to us about why people work with investors and how to help seniors and their families help with their real estate headaches. In particular, how you can talk to people she may be able to help. Let's welcome Tiffany Humfeld.
All right. So, B&I has allowed me to live my circusy dreams vicariously through another B&I member. That is Dion, and he's in another chapter. And I figure if that guy can be up at 6 in the morning on stilts, then there's no reason why I can't be productive that early in the morning. So I am working on doing that. Moving on to today's focus, I will address 4 things today. I would like to talk about some of the people I'm currently focused on helping, why people might work with a real estate investor, who I want to meet in order to make those connections, and I'll wrap up with how you guys can help me connect with the business people that I'm looking to meet and serve in order to reach my goals and make business boom. So our current target markets, we're looking to meet seniors, retiring or retired landlords who also happen to be seniors commonly, and heirs, the people who inherit their property. In my mind, the simple definition of a good real estate investor is a person who helps solve problems related to real estate, typically for a profit. Yay! So, what? Why work with an investor? It's kind of like CarMax. So, has anyone here ever sold a car to CarMax or know somebody who did? Okay, well, why do people do it? It must work because, they stay in business. So, car sellers know that they can get more for their money if you took the time to detail it and clean it and do the maintenance and market it and take pictures and wait for calls and then maybe have to lower the price if it didn't sell right away. But people don't go to CarMax hoping to get the most money for their car. They go to CarMax so that they can be fast, easy, hassle-free, and today. So, you just didn't want to have to deal with it, right?
That's right.
Yeah. So I think that's a valuable service to provide to somebody. And that's why investors are like CarMax for houses. If someone's in a hurry to wrap up a real estate transaction, we can pay them cash and they can be done with it. Like CarMax, if someone has a property that they want to sell today or very soon and it needs work to get it spiffed up and ready to sell, we won't be able to pay full retail value for the property that they would be able to get if they were to do all the work, clean it up, make it look nice, and take the time and monetary risk to do so. But if most investors are like CarMax, I'm even better because there is a way I can pay full retail price for a property. This would work in a scenario where someone is adamant about getting retail price or even higher. Tends to work well with seniors, retiring landlords, and heirs because they tend to have a property that has no loan on it or a low mortgage because they've owned it so long. So that gives me some flexibility, and it allows me to pay them over a period of time for their house, effectively turning their house into an ongoing payment stream or paycheck for them. So that can work even if the price they want is above market value. You can CPAs call it an installment sale. So, stuff happens, and it's annoying, but it does. Like Dave said, death is a guarantee. We also have divorce, drug addiction, and don't got a job. We refer to those as the 4Ds. There's lots of problems why people might need my help or someone's help that is in my position. It could be they're sick and they're just unable to care for a property, or maybe they have rental property that they can't handle anymore. Perhaps they have loss of income, or they have a relocation of some sort for a job or just other life circumstance. It could even just be mental fatigue from being a landlord, or the thought of being a landlord when they inherit a property is tiring to them. So, I'm going to tell you a quick story about Bob and the bummer inheritance. So Bob was one of 4 kids, and 3 of the kids didn't talk to the 4th sister because she was a domineering one. She'd been living in one of Mom's rental houses rent-free for a long time, and when she sold Mom's house that Mom used to live in, none of the siblings got any of the money as they were entitled to in Mom's will. And now none of them speak. So, this is a situation that may have been avoided if the parents had planned while they were still alive for an unrelated party to handle the details of their estate. A third party, such as an attorney or a personal fiduciary or even an investor like me, could arrange for a smooth transition of the property and a sale during their lifetime or beyond their lifetime. And I may have been able to purchase the property through the parents, kick the sister out because now it's my property, and then give the kids either their income or their cash as the parents desired. So this is a situational headache that could be a good referral for me. If you hear, my house was just remodeled, we spared no expense, we're thinking of selling sometime, but we don't know. We're not in a hurry, we might just keep it as a vacation rental. Probably not a good referral for me. Unless they need help with their vacation rental management. I do help owners who don't want to deal with their own management as well. So if someone doesn't have a financial, emotional, estate planning, or other problem they're looking to solve through a real estate transaction of some sort, probably not a good referral for me. So 3 of the companies I'm looking to meet: junk removal companies, home health care administrators, and CPAs. If we can only pick 3, it's because they're related to what we do, in that they come into contact with real estate and clients who may have a frustration. They likely know beforehand if their client intends to sell the property, what kind of shape that property is in, as well as what kind of burden that is placing on their client. So all of these businesses can end up looking like a hero to their company because they can use our services as an expansion of their services without any extra cost or time beyond a simple connection. So this is something that can benefit them that other companies in their position don't have access to. But regardless of where the referral comes from, if a person doesn't want the general public to go walking through their property, whatever they're private and they don't want people to know it's for sale, or maybe they're elderly or they can't move around and they're just embarrassed about their property, that could be a good opportunity for us too, because we can take minimal time to go in and figure out what we need, and they won't have to hold open houses and have a bunch of people walking through it. So, conversation starters. What do you say to these companies to bring up the idea that I might be a good introduction to them? So this is the audience participation portion here. Kenny, will you please read the first one?
Sure. Who is your typical client? Do you ever have clients with hoarder-type properties they want to sell?
Thank you, Kenny. Teresa, will you read the second one, please?
Do you ever have clients who contact you because they want to sell an old house, but they can't handle cleaning up the mess?
Thank you, Teresa. So you could also say something like, would it be helpful to you and your clients to have an addition to your team that could pay for your services without costing you or your clients anything? Let's see, sorry, let me go back real quick. Okay, so conversation starters for the home health care administrators. First of all, I've met several people, even just through BNI, who've told me, like, gosh, I wish I knew you when my parents were ill. And when they passed away, it was a really stressful time, and then we had the property on top of it. So what you might say, you might find that type of situations in home health, and you can say, well, what do you do to help your clients who have to deal with a sick or dying family member, and also they have that stress of dealing with the property? Would you be interested in meeting someone who could help make the real estate part of that experience easier for your clients? If you're talking to a CPA, you might say something like, do you ever have elderly clients with rental property you know they're planning to sell sometime in the future? Do they ever worry that their kids will sell the property and misuse the funds, or just fight over the property when they pass? Can I introduce you to a younger landlord who likes to work with CPAs to help address these issues in advance? All right, so let's clarify something here. This could be an opportunity. If a house looks older, dingy, possibly vacant, has overgrown grass or landscaping, it's more likely to be a good referral for me, particularly if the owner is motivated to get rid of it. I may be able to help them, the businesses who provide services to them, and also just the neighborhood as well. So I am Tiffany Humfeld. I buy unwanted stinky houses, multifamily properties, and mobile home parks. Yes, the whole park. So I'm currently focused on helping seniors, retiring landlords, their families, and the companies who serve them. I'm going to ask that you pass these around. They're sort of pamphlets that have a little more information.